Hi, welcome to Psych 345. This class is an introduction to social psychology, and my name is Debbie Ma, but you can call me Debbie, and I'm a professor in the psychology department at CSU Northridge. Social psychology is one of the major subdivisions of psychology. Psychology is the scientific study of humans' thoughts, actions, and emotions. Its study is comprised of 5 major subdivisions. The first is clinical psychology, which focuses on abnormal psychology. Clinical psychologists study things like depression, anxiety, treatment, and therapy for clinical disorders. Biological psychologists study the biological underpinnings that give rise to psychology. Biological psychologists will study things like neurotransmitters in the brain. Social psychology examines how humans' thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are influenced by social situations. Cognitive psychology treats the human mind as if it were a computer and examines how the brain processes information from the external world and represents that information internally. Finally, developmental psychology studies how human psychology changes over the lifespan and examines human psychology from birth to death. It's worth noting that these 5 subdivisions use its own tools and measures, but all of them conduct their research using scientific methods. As mentioned, social psychology is focused on understanding the ABCs of human psychology. A stands for affect, which is more commonly referred to as emotion. B is behavior, which is observable actions that a person makes. And C is cognition, which are thoughts that people have, which are of course not visible to others. One of the underlying ideas of social psychology is that the context we find ourselves in can be hugely influential to the thoughts, feelings, and actions that we have. We will talk more about this in Module 2. Notably, these social situations can be real, such as when you are in a meeting in person or even in a Zoom meeting, or they can be imagined, such as when you're thinking about interactions with your family or friends. If you pick up a standard social psychology textbook, you'll likely see that it is organized into different chapters by topic. There will be a chapter on aggression, a separate chapter on helping behavior, and a separate chapter on stereotyping and prejudice, for example. Rather than organize this class by topic, I've chosen to summarize our field into what I believe are the 6 claims that are supported with the work that we have been doing over the last 100 years in social psychology. Each of these claims will be separated into its own module for a total of 6 modules. Within each of these modules, you'll receive mini lectures from me, which will describe some of the research that has been done to support the claim, media such as podcasts or videos, readings which will either be textbook chapters or primary source articles, or other examples. You can think about these materials as supporting evidence for the claim being made. After completing the assigned material for the module, that is the reading, watching the materials, going through the lectures, you'll be asked to participate in an online discussion with your peers and submit an application paper. The application paper asks you to find a real-world example and describe how that example relates to what you learned from the materials provided. More details about how to complete these application papers is available in the syllabus as well as online. In terms of the discussions, you will be receiving a prompt from me that you will use as a springboard to have a discussion in small groups. These groups have been randomly assigned to you, and you will have one group for the beginning part of the semester and a second group for the second part of the semester. So the first thing you should do is to download the syllabus, which is on the Canvas website. Make sure to go through this very carefully because the syllabus is a contract that you and I have stipulating exactly what you need to do for the class. If you have any questions about the syllabus, please post them onto the discussion board on the Canvas website. Second, I strongly recommend that you put all of the due dates from the class into your personal calendar. Online learning can be a challenge, especially given everything else that's going on. Make sure to set up notifications for yourself to keep yourself on track. Third, there are several things that you can do right now that will help you to start earning some extra credit points. Those are described in detail in the syllabus, and they're listed on the Canvas site as well. Once you have completed these things, you can go ahead and start with Module 1. I strongly advise that you go through the material in the order it is listed in, and give yourself a couple of days to process before posting to the discussion board and completing your application paper. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out or to post them on the discussion board.